Hello and welcome to the 4th Super League live event here at the David Ross Sports Village here in Nottingham. Up first, we've got a matchup between the University of Nottingham men's up against the Newcastle Knights for the Dynamic Men's Super League. My name is Dennis Shaw, and up first, I'm actually joined here with the founder of one of the partners here at University of Nottingham, Callum, who will briefly be talking about the sporting wellness partnership we've got going on. So, Callum, what is this partnership entail?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. So, Sporting Wellness is a mental health and sport charity. We provide free private mental health care to athletes in the UK. And over the past year, we've started a partnership with the university to essentially increase the accessibility for as many students, athletes, as we can for our free mental health care services and some additional bespoke wellbeing services as well. So the partnership's been running for just under a year now, and yeah, so far it's worked really well, and hopefully we've increased the access to the support that we provide.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds amazing. I mean, so you're here at the event today. For those coming to the event, maybe watching the live stream, where can they find you right now?
So we're going to be downstairs in the sports centre. We've got a big raffle going on. Hopefully we can sell some raffle tickets, got some cool prizes, lots of merchandise and stash and things like that. And then also, obviously, anyone who's not here can always find us on social media at Sporting Wellness. Please do check us out there, see the work that we're getting up to, and also on our website as well, sportingwellness.org.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. Well, thank you, Callum, for joining us, and hope you enjoy the match. Any predictions?
I'm gonna keep it close to my chest now. I'm not much of a volleyball expert, so I don't want to embarrass myself. So yeah, I'll keep my cards close to my chest for now.
Fair
Maybe
enough,
check in later.
Yeah, well, fair enough. But thanks for joining us, and hope you enjoy the game.
Thank you.
So, hello and welcome back to the Super League live event here in Nottingham. First game between Dynamic Men's Super League sides University of Nottingham and Newcastle Knights. My name is Dennis Shop, and I'm here joined with University of Nottingham women's player, Catherine. Welcome.
Hi.
So, this is a tight matchup. It's high stakes. It's a matchup between 4th and 5th place. Newcastle Knights sitting on 23 points, while University of Nottingham sitting on 22 points. So, this is about as tight as you can get, but for a Final Fours matchup here late in this season. So, Catherine, any players to watch? Any signs of success to watch from the University of Nottingham men's side that you've seen?
Definitely the lib, Ollie Quick. He's just super versatile on the back row. Like, from his experience playing beach, like, it just, like, he sees the court so well. So definitely a key player to watch. Another one, probably Sam Peters. He's just brings such a big presence at the net, especially having quite experience playing in the U.S. for 4 years for collegiate volleyball.
Yeah, I mean, Oliver Quick, definitely the defensive expert. Playing at libero, leads the Super League in digs right now with, I believe, somewhere around 3 digs per set. Great in serve reception as well. But moving on to the Newcastle Knights side. The one to watch we've highlighted here is James Ledbury, the outside. Very great player, all-rounder, really. He last played in the Five Nations and opposite, but they opted for a 4-man receive when he was on court, delivering a service reception rating right now at 2.18, serve rating at 2.14, and actually led the team in kills last game with 14 kills and 9 digs, so definitely an all-rounder to watch at outside, number 5, James Ledbury. So just as we head to the tops, number 8, Oliver Tuck, captaining this side today, and Sam Peters, the regular captain, in at middle blocker. Just as we head into warm-ups, got some people lining up in to the stands. It's just such a great thing to have when you're in a high-stakes game, that home crowd. How much, as a player, how much can you speak to that effect on the game?
Honestly, I feel like being at home and having just like a giant crowd like this, it just adds so much to the atmosphere. And especially like these players have been looking for this moment this whole year. So this is just such a great opportunity for the university, the club, and these players to get some experience right now.
Yeah, definitely. It's great to see volleyball growing as well. I mean, Newcastle Knights recently reformed from Team Sunderland. Now we've got volleyball growing. Both university teams, I think that adds to the rivalry as well. They play often in Bucks, right?
Yes, they do. It's definitely a big rivalry against both these teams.
Just as we head into the warm-ups as well, a quick look at the league table now. So, like I said before, this is a matchup between 4th and 5th place. Only a couple games left, 5 games left, I believe, for both teams. So they have 23 and 22 points. So this has a big impact on that final spot in the Final Four coming up in April. But good news is actually their next game will be hosted at Newcastle Knights. Same matchup again. So regardless who takes the loss here, it's going to be an opportunity to bounce back right away next weekend. But you definitely want to stay on top here, don't you?
Yeah.
great to see the fans getting involved already. MCs. Big miss for the Nottingham side today. Griffin Walters, the main starting outside. How much do you think that's going to play a part to this game?
Definitely, I would say Griffin was just such a big impact for this Nottingham team. He just brings so much energy. He's definitely a big threat in the back row and in the front row. So definitely gonna miss him today. Just brought so much to the court. But the other two outsides, Rob Morgan and Araj Shafai, they honestly bring so much as well to the team. Just like Araj bringing leadership and Rob with just like such a variety and like swings, like just from his experience playing beach.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see that Griffin Walters right now in the
Yes.
in the crowd, you know, hyping up the crowd,
Yes.
trying to bring as much impact as he can off the court. I mean, it's just such a great thing to see, especially that university camaraderie. I'm sure they all hang out together after games. Iragio's been here for, I think, maybe his 4th year, possibly. I think I remember him playing libero as well
Yes,
in the
yes.
past. So definitely going to be like a shift in mentality, maybe bringing in, you know, almost a specialist in serve reception on outside. So will be interesting to see how that defense for University of Nottingham changes. But on the other hand, we've got Newcastle Knights. They're newly reformed, a lot of new players, but they've seemed to have no problem gelling together. I think, you know, as a player for yourself, joining into a new university system, how is that adjustment for you?
It definitely, like, at first it is a little bit of adjustment because, like, especially coming from another team, like, just working on that tempo with your setters, communicating on the backcourt, it definitely can be an adjustment. But, like, I'd say, like, just, like, getting that, like, practice and that experience for preseason just honestly helps, like, gel the teams together. But both these teams, I feel like, just, like, are very solid all-around players, so it's definitely going to be a really great matchup to see all that.
Yeah, I mean, I believe you came from America
Yes,
as well,
yes.
right? So how's that change been? Because we've got a lot of American talent on court right now.
Yes.
How's that adjustment systematically been?
Honestly, it is a little bit different. Just playing NCAA volleyball, the pace is just so much faster, just all around, especially women's and men's side. So that definitely has been a little bit of change. But, like, overall, like, the skill level, like, as you can see, like, both teams just are, like, overall, like, just strong all around. So, like, definitely, like, it definitely shows, like, that it is, like, a high level of skill as well.
Yeah, I mean, Sam Peters mentioned that as well, coming from America. You know, it's almost up to the new players as well to bring in that leadership and experience,
Yes.
even though they've been on the team for, you know, less than a year. But it's just great to see that all these players are taking ownership to their new situation. You know, you got Neil Ray, the Newcastle Knights setter, coming from, I believe, America as well. But a lot of young talent in players like number 11, Kelechi Bell. He's been a high-level talent in England, currently leading the team in kills, sitting at 181 kills over the season, a huge right-side threat. But yeah, like we keep saying, it's a brilliant mesh of high-level experience and some newer talent from England at university level. So that's going to be the interesting to see thing to see here.
100%.
Yeah. And some other players to watch out for on the Newcastle Knights side. Matthew Milne, another player from abroad. I think this time coming from Canada. Definitely one to watch. He's definitely a defensive threat. Serve reception standing at 2.41 over the season. Second in serve reception in the Super League with 9 games played so far. And then on the other hand, you've got James Ledbury, all-rounder, which we've already highlighted. But Ryan Peace currently sitting in 6th place in blocks per set with nearly 1 block per set. A big presence at the net. So another matchup to look out for, Sam Peters and Ryan Peace. That middle matchup is going to be so crucial over this game. Right, as teams get ready to be announced onto court, the referees for today's game, first referee will be Anna Juskowska, and second referee Roberto Regante. And looks like we've got the cheerleading squad here in today. I think they're going to be the ones leading. Big showcase event here right now for Nottingham. Players about to be announced onto court from the center. I think we've got the Newcastle Knights starting lineup to be announced first. Starting Neil Ray, the setter, number 5, James Ledbury as outside. Number 4, middle blocker, Ryan Peace. Number 7, Matthew Milne, the other outside in serve reception. Number 11, Kelechi Bell, excuse me. Number 12, Isaac Gibbs. And finally, the libero, McKelvey, finishing off the starting lineup for Newcastle Knights. And the home crowd cheers on as University of Nottingham starting lineup gets announced onto court. Everybody's on their feet. This is a great atmosphere we've got here. Here we go. Number 23, Sam Peters, leading the pack in at middle blocker. Number 2, number 4, Arajo Safai, in an outside hitter. Number 5, Cole Turnbull, the setter for Scotland, will be setting to start with. Number 8, Rob Morgan in an outside. Number 13, Santi, the opposite. And finally, Oliver Quick, the star libero for University of Nottingham. That is a great show to start us off for the starting lineup. Hopefully that energy continues. And University of Nottingham bring on a show for this electric home crowd. Here we go, Matthew Milne to start us off with the serve. Newcastle Knights starting with setter in rotation 2. And University of Nottingham, Cole Turnbull's front row right now, also in position 3, so dumps available, and here we go. Rob Morgan to start us off, well dug up by Milne. Ledbury with cross-court swing, but that ball sails out. That's a point for University of Nottingham. Just as Sam Peters starts us off with his float serve, Matthew Milne The 2-point pass there. Bilici swings, might have been just out, but Newcastle Knights starting us off strong here. Back and forth. 1-1 the score stands, and not quite getting that dig in area 6, Aragio. Great ball in by Quick. And one-on-one block. Rob Morgan gets the kill. I think that was a let play called. Referee hadn't blown the whistle, I think. Another swing goes out. That's 2 errors, or too close to errors for Newcastle Knights now, from this time coming from James Ledbury. Swinging in deep into area 6. Nottingham gets some early momentum with a 2-point lead. Cole Turnbull, one of the best servers in the Super League. At that time, well dealt with by Newcastle Knights, starting us off with a great ball in by Jack McKelvey. This time slightly out of system for Knots. And it's an error for them. Both teams, touch called, I believe, by Anna Justovska. Newcastle Knights not too happy with that one, but it did look like Rob Morgan went for a high hand swing there to try and tool the block. Bit of an awkward start here. Balls lost in the crowd, I think. Went to the Red Bull side. And Rob Morgan getting the kill there. Now back to serve. Neil Ray is front court, so dumps on for Newcastle Knights. That ball is not dug up. It's an ace serve early on for Rob Morgan, trickling over the net. Newcastle Knights nearly dug that one up. Great awareness by Neil Ray, but couldn't quite connect with his teammates. And again, repeat of the same, but nice deal with it well. And a big swing by James Ledbury. That's a great play there by Neil Ray, getting that ball off the net, and a great sharp angle swing by Ledbury. Well dug up by Safai. And Joelson Santi gets the kill. That's a great dig by Aragio there. Tough serve down the line, but he managed to put that platform back into the setter position. Long distance set. Kelechi almost gets the kill, and I think he will that time. Nottingham player is trying to chase it down there, but couldn't quite get there. Great set by Neil Ray, all the way from position 5 to back row number 1. Referee think just warning the Newcastle Knights players to try and not interfere with play. Ryan Peace now with a flat float serve. Well passed. And a pipe attack from Rob Morgan, somehow dug up by Peace. And Aragio almost giving it back to Newcastle Knights. They're standing still to make sure he doesn't interfere with play, but Ryan Pierce nearly getting that dig. It was great to see that the DJ is also working his magic right now for the U of N crowd. Up against the triple block. And a carry, I think. Net violation. The replay we'll see here. Triple block well formed by U of N, but not exactly sure, but that's definitely a kill block. Big triple block for U of N to start us off. Funneling that pass to the outside, and this time 2 blockers up. Matthew Niln gets the kill, actually. I think that went just over Cole Turnbull's seam. Spin served by Neil Ray. Great ball in by Safi again. He sets a bit too inside and tight, trying to go for that tool with that joust. Couldn't quite find it there, but that's a great serve by Neil Ray. Top spin serve flat from position 5 to position 5. This time goes down the line. Quick deals with it well. Now Knights have an opportunity here with Milne. Goes high off the hands of Sam Peters and gets the kill. Knights getting those points back early on. Score stands at 8-7, and Neil Ray putting up some service pressure right now. That ball sailing just out right as I complimented him, but nevertheless, 9-7. Neil Ray's done his job applying consistent service pressure with 3 serves in a row, but this time it's Iragio on the service line. Neil Ray has 3 options to play with right now. And goes for the right side. And that is a big block though, but I think that went just on the other side. Unlucky play there. It's always so scary when you have such a tall middle blocker who's so mobile as well, moving from pin to pin, basically.
100%. Honestly, it gives the hitters more opportunities to swing around it as well.
Here we go, 1-on-1. Great block touch by Kalicha Bell. Another transition for Knights. Great dig, and here we've got a big rally here early on in this game. Another dig. Back to Bell, tries to go line. Wrist away and just misses. That thumb down shot is something every right side who's right-handed should have. Just narrowly missing out on that time. Fast tempo to the left side. Lebry gets the kill. Neil Ray just makes it look so easy, setting that ball all the way to the pin, giving his hitter all 3 options.
100%. The Newcastle outsides right now are just finding these splits and like just seeing the court so well.
Cole Turnbull nearly gets the dump, but that time net touch called against Lal Costard, I think. Did look like the net moved a bit. Cole Turnbull trying to exercise that front court freedom there, but well read by the Newcastle Knights block. Now pipe swing, Iragio trying to play poker with the referee, but that time it worked, I think. Second referee called a net touch. Couldn't quite hear it over this crowd noise, but net touch called against Newcastle Knights, and U of N get a lucky point out of that one. And Cole Turnbull back up to serve. One of the best servers right now, 3rd in serve rating. And Kalichi Bell decimates that ball cross court. Neil Ray on one knee going to the right side. For those watching at home, currently we've got a poll going on in the stream. University of Nottingham leading with 58%. Newcastle Knights, gotta let them know who the real winner of this game is. Great deep corner swing by Costard. Newcastle Knights not very happy with that call, but Juskovska, the referee, is very confident in about that one, but Ledbury is going to have a chat with her. It's just, honestly, from a player's perspective, sometimes these in and out calls are a bit, would you say, pointless to try and argue?
A little bit, yes.
Yeah.
They're so hard to judge,
Yeah.
especially if you don't have like a camera to go back and replay it.
Yeah, exactly. And here we go. Great serve by Rob Morgan. But an even better swing
Great
by
swing.
James Ledbury. Knights almost erupted on the bench again, but it's the correct call. Great swing by Ledbury off that out-of-system swing cross court. Scores all of a sudden all even, 12-12. Aiming at quick, almost pays off, but great save by Cole. Great save by Ledbury. Not scrambling right now. Safi up against the triple. And a net touch called against University of Nottingham. And that's a great block setup. Triple block. It's always so difficult to deal with when you've got an inside set like that.
100%, especially like there's not much you can do with it.
Another great pass by Quick. Fast tempo to the right side, and Santi gets the kill.
So both right sides right now just looking so dominant, just putting down that line shot.
And back and forth we go. Neil Ray front court now, so dumps available to him. Great trickling serve. Joust against Sam Peters, and he wins that one. Neil Ray. The bench's height is almost... You never see setters lose a joust. I think that's my own personal experience, but they just have some aura at the net.
No, they definitely do.
Great to see some support all the way from Canada cheering on, I believe, Milne family in the chat as well. Feel free to show your support from anywhere you are in the live stream chat for your teams. It's great to see engagement from all across the globe. Now Knights have a chance here. Fast tempo to Milne, and a net touch that time is... It's an obvious one for the second referee to call, but great crossbody shot by Matthew Milne. And a timeout called at 15:13. U of N want a second to quickly regroup here in the middle of this set. What kind of words do you think coach is going to put forward here?
Definitely probably getting Peters more involved. Same with Custard as well. Both middles just bring such a dominant presence at the net. Probably just getting the middles more involved, so then take some pressure off the pen attackers so they could get more splits within the block.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it does seem like Knots have been dealing with the serve reception battle pretty well, but you're right, we haven't seen many middle attackers. I think that's what's been separating Newcastle Knights. They've been getting more one-on-ones on the pins, especially off that fast tempo when it's available. So it will be interesting to see how Cole adjusts in the middle of this set. Here we go right away down the middle. Well dug up by Knights, though. And they get another chance here. Cole to the right side. That ball narrowly missing out. I think that slipped the antenna just as it traveled in court. But immediately we saw exactly what you predicted there. Cole utilizing the middle right away. You know, Ryan Peace to serve, flat float serve again. Off to the right side. almost blocked.
I think the biggest thing for like pen attackers, especially if you have like such a strong 2 blocking teams, is just really utilizing hitting off those hands, especially in like situations like that.
Yeah, long distance. Middle's probably going to be late. Try and go off tempo, but off tempo serve almost gave them an ace, but U of N off for the pipe. Slight misconnection, and Milne gets the chance to joust. Recycles instead. And Kalichi, cross court. Dug up by Knots, but that's a free ball for Knights. 1-on-1, Milne trying to go for the swipe, and think that just about misses the hands of the Nottingham players. We see that so much more often now, those plays off the fingertips. Even if you're 1-on-1, they almost purposefully go for those hands.
100%. It's so effective, especially when trying to score.
Great containing block by Peters. Well dug up in area 6. Now free ball too wide for Milne. Cole fakes out. Well contained again by Knights. And that swing going just out, but those are some great defensive plays in area 6 from both sides. That containing block from both teams, Sam Peters getting that block cross court was huge on the defense. So often it's not about getting that kill block, it's about taking away space, and obviously if you get a stuff block, great, but if you get those positive touches, they're just as great.
100%,
well.
especially slowing that ball down.
McKelvey with a great pass this time. Milne going cross court too far. And another error for the Knights. Game starts to feel like it's slipping away, and Sam Shenton gets a timeout right away. Scores 17-16. Still anyone's game, but you do start to feel that U of N have a little bit of momentum off that last timeout. I think Sam Shenton's motioning a crossbody swing. Not sure if he's trying to go down the line, attack the line. It does seem like a lot of the time Nottingham setting up a block cross court. Maybe the line's open and Sam Shenton wants to abuse that right now.
Definitely the Newcastle setter is doing such a great job spreading like the offense, so he is allowing his outsides to just get that split. So definitely that crossbody shot is like wide open.
Yeah. At first, they've got to deal with Santi's serve. Well dealt with. Down the middle instead. Both teams utilizing the middle late in this first set. And University of Nottingham with their first substitution. Safai gets the kill down the line, taking the advice of Newcastle Knights, it seems. Crossbody line shot wide open.
Most of the time, these teams, especially, like they take away such the cross shot. It's such a power shot, so that line shot is just wide open. Especially if like those outsides are trying to tool off the hands, usually scores every time.
Rotation faults, very, very rare call there. If I'm gonna have a guess, maybe Neil Ray, the setter, moved too early from position 1. That's a very common one. Kalechi Bell, excuse me, hangs in the air and bangs it cross court. Matthew Milne back up to serve, and University of Nottingham with Cole Turnbull front court again. Rob Morgan on the outside, opts for it. 1-on-1, great containing block by Bell. Another containing block by Morgan. And out of the backcourt, unable to get that shot across the net, but both sides getting some great block touches. Almost a case of who can get that transition opportunity better executed. That time, Knights get the tie with 19-19. Matthew Milne with a flat float serve out of system for Nottingham. Big block, well covered though. Rob Morgan going with the two-handed chuck. With no touch called. Knots aren't going to argue because it's late in the set. There's no point arguing right now. They need to wash that off and get the side out right off this Milne serve. This will be his third one on this run. Peters gets to pass this time and gets it back, and that is an emphatic swing from the middle.
Such a great set by Cole. That's just the connection right there.
A great ball in by Peters, giving himself enough time. So often you see middles get a short serve, they panic a little bit, but he remained composed throughout that entire play. Great dig from Area 1. Musafi backcourt. I think he stepped on the 3-meter line there. So that will be a point directly to Newcastle Knights. Costly error here. There's still anyone's game. I'm sure U of N want to draw on their home crowd support right now late in this first set. As Gibbs gets the flat float serve in. Rob Morgan 1-on-1 down the line, and that's a big swing. Almost brought up, but too much power to handle. Kelby with another pass. Ledbury off the hands. U of N get a chance, but lifts called against the University of Nottingham. Think not exactly sure whether it's a case of Rob Morgan's been playing too much beach, but definitely not a call you want to see late in this game, especially on first contact. Gets a clean pass in this time. The Knights getting these containing blocks and transitioning with Ledbury off the hands of the middle and into court. Neil Ray just finding ways for his team to score right now out of transition, and I think that's been the key for separating the teams right now. University of Knots have been getting a lot of positive block touches but can't quite convert on the transition.
I think right now just minimizing those little errors, especially just the little calls with just like the lift or like going over on the backcourt. Just Nottingham right now, they just needs to clean up those little errors, and I think right now they have like the lead if they do that. Newcastle though just being so dominant on the pins right now from the right and the outside.
Yeah, definitely. It will be interesting to see whether they pinch back into the middle. Ryan Peace's front court, and definitely a huge force as we get a little Mexican wave in the crowd. I think Nottingham will be needing every bit of that support right now, and they just need to want the ball, I think. They need to be aggressive on this last stage of set one, try and get any momentum they can, whether they win this set or not. Great dig by Bell. And here we go, free ball for Nottingham. To the right side. What a containing block by Ledbury there. And that time a lift called against the Knights. Seems like the referee's got a very clear standard she's set on imposing on the game. A subjective call, so she's got to stay consistent, and so far she has. As Newcastle Knights call for a substitution, in comes Noah Sykes for Kelechi Bell. And also number 17, another opposite. So double substitution. Noah Sykes in the backcourt with 3 options front row. Great ball in to start us off. Tip well covered by Quick. Cole unable to get a swing on it. And back right side. And James Ledbury gets the kill down the line off the hands.
Such a great swing right there, especially like off the hands. That just scores almost every time. He just saw that opportunity and took it.
Yeah, and that sets up set point number 1 for Newcastle Knights. 24-22, Ledbury to serve. Can either float or spin. This time, going with the spin serve. And
Great
it's a great
serve.
serve. A fantastic ace serve. Cross court, that ball curved all the way from area 1 to the other area 1. And that is set number 1 to the Knights, 25-22. I think both teams have some areas of improvements. I mean, Nottingham obviously lost that set, but it was a close one. They've got a couple unlucky calls late in that set, 22-25. It's a scoreline that's definitely salvageable for the next few, but what do you think are the areas of improvement they can focus on?
I would say definitely like picking up the offense a little bit. Right now, defense is just looking so great. Quick is just all over the place on the backcourt, getting the tips up, getting the hard-driven swings, especially Raj Safai. Both of them are just doing a great job picking up the little things. I think the biggest thing is just getting that connection with your hitters a little bit more on the setting front line, especially so they can turn it a little more. And also just seeing the core, like right now, Newcastle is doing a great job containing, but I think as a hitter, just recognizing when you have that one-on-one or that double block.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen many transition middles either. Sam Peters getting a lot of positive block touches, but so far haven't been quite rewarded. And on the other side, we've got Newcastle Knights. Obviously a pretty good display. They won the set, but, you know, during one of the timeouts, we immediately noticed a shift in the middle usage. Ryan Peace getting a couple big kills. So I guess it's a case of Newcastle Knights trying to minimize those errors, defending, but they've been converting well in transition so far.
Definitely, just both pen attackers just putting up just such a strong, like, swing. Especially recognizing Newcastle just doing such a good job tooling off the hitters, like arms. Like that just plays such a big role, especially like trying to like make sure you're not letting defenders like Quick get this ball up.
Yeah. It's interesting as well. We haven't talked really about serving, but I've noticed that Nottingham seem to be targeting the Knights libero Jack McKelvey. So far, no problems caused, but it's interesting to see that they're targeting the libero, the defensive specialist. Not sure whether they're going to change up the serving. So far, it hasn't been a big part of this game. Obviously, we ended on an ace, but a bit of recency bias here. Will be interesting to see if both teams change up their serving targets. Great job by the MC there, hyping up the crowd. We've got basically a full house here in Nottingham. Not sure if nerves will play a part, but I think if you're in Nottingham, you definitely want to just use that energy from the crowd, and off we go for set number 2. And immediately, Newcastle Knights getting a tool off the block. Those are so difficult to deal with. Ball above your head, you're looking all over the place.
They definitely are, especially with that communication. Who's going to take that ball?
Yeah. Great serve by Milne, and out of system for Nottingham. Triple block and right off the gate. Knights get 2 in a row. Triple block working to perfection there. Ledbury getting his hands on it. Milne, probably the most successful server from the last set, continuing it. This time 3-point pass. Unable to get that middle connection going early on. Raggio getting a perfect hand pass off that float serve, showing his experience as a libero, I think.
100%.
Another tough ball. Triple block. There it is. There's the tool that Knots have been looking for. Rob Morgan, an undersized hitter, high flying, but definitely got the tools in his toolbox to be a successful undersized outside hitter. Big one-handed set, and it's a big kill. Big dig kill by Norris. Norris getting that dig kill. Newly put in opposite hitter, and an ace serve for Newcastle Knights. Float serve this time coming from Gibbs, I believe. Isaac Gibbs, yep. Has actually the highest team blocks this season, coming with 30 blocks, highest in the team. And University of Nottingham getting off to a bit of a slow start here. They'll need a side out right away. No libero on court, so not going to need to use that as the ball sails out. Bit of a hiccupy start for University of Nottingham. But now that they've got 3 options front court, Cole Turnbull might be able to turn the tides in this early point in this set. That ball sailing just out. Very, very tight serve there. Loopy serve, but mishandled by Nottingham. Now Neil Ray to the outside. Think that ball might have been a bit too low and unable to get that crossbody shot from Ledbury. Now Morgan back to serve into the net, and Nottingham haven't been able to get quite a service run that Newcastle Knights have early on in this set. Service runs are just so important in this game, getting that break point. Great pass by Quick. Down the middle, blocked by Peace. And Knots get another chance. 1-on-1. And Henry Norris, the substitute, makes no mistake out of that. Big point converted in transition. That's going to be the key of improvement, as we highlighted before. University of Nottingham, can they cover up and transition to kill? That's a great pass by Knights, and a huge swing by Matthew Milne from the outside. 1-on-1 goes power line. No problem for the Knights, but that all started off with a great pass. And a great pass from Iragio. Back-to-back middle. That one just about misses out for Sam Peters. It's a great pass off a terrific serve from Ryan Peace. Ryan Peace again. Flat float serve. Goes just out. So far, Nottingham haven't been able to string a couple serves in together. You need to cut down that service error if you want any chance at coming back into this set. A big swing again by Matthew Milne. Going to the outside back-to-back. Knights seem to just be winning that serve and pass battle at the moment. Haven't seen too many serve-receive errors. As Nottingham delivers another dime down the middle pipe, no block up, and Rob Morgan gets the kill.
Great swing by Rob Morgan. Right now, Nottingham just needs to make these pushes right when they have the serve. Newcastle's just doing such a great job being dominant at the service line.
And that time, great decision by Cole Turnbull. Notices the middle is marking Sam Peters, and abuses that to perfection. And back-to-back What a take by Quick. It's a free ball for the Knights. Quick to the right side, dumps it down. Matthew Milne. Don't think we've seen many errors from him, and that time sets a bit tight and maybe a bit too quick for him, but he finds the gap in the court and perfectly places that ball.
100%. As a pin hitter, you just want to be so versatile and swinging and finding those tip shots. So he's just doing such a great job mixing up his swing.
Not sure if the DJ had anything to do with that service error. Very rare error from Milne so far in this game. He's heating up, man. Sam Peters now up to serve. Neil Ray's got 3 options to play with off of this float serve. Brilliant pass in. 1-on-1. Two-handed chuck. Works to perfection there. Off the hands again. Knights just seem to have a bit more toolboxes on offense. Even when they're 1-on-1, they don't get over-revved. They don't see the 1-on-1 and immediately think, I gotta swing hard at this. Ledbury going for that two-handed chuck. You see that so popularized right now.
Oh, 100%. Honestly, as a hitter, like just mixing up your shots like that just really makes the defense not sure what you're going to do. So just like mixing it up, honestly, just gives your hitting percentage just like a higher like range.
Yeah, I think it's almost cool that social media has basically put that tool into every offensive player right now. It's almost popularized. It's something that every player is now looking to do. But early timeout called by University of Nottingham. 8-12 the score stands. Not exactly sure which area they need tweaking, but so far the service pressure, I think, definitely one to know for Nottingham. Not exactly sure if it's the Knights are passing extremely well or if, you know, U of N might want to tune up that service pressure to try and cause a out-of-system play.
I think the biggest thing is just applying pressure on those pin attackers, especially on serve receive, especially serving at their seam in between them.
Yep.
I think Nottingham right now just needs to take advantage of that a little bit more.
And Cole Turnbull, one of the top servers in the Super League. Let's see if he can put coach's instructions right away. McKelvey slightly mishandles that one. And roll shot, again off the hands, Ledbury. Never in a hurry, it seems.
He just sees the court so well, especially seeing that 2 block up, just rolling right off the hands and just getting that tool.
Go Bell to serve. Big service ace for the Knights there. That float serve swerving all over the place before dropping right behind Oliver Quick. This time much better handled by Morgan, and that time U of N get that middle kill they've been looking for all game, it seems.
Great connection right there. Honestly, like just getting that connection with your middle is so crucial, especially on games like this, having such an even opponent.
And now double substitution call for Newcastle Knights again. Noah Sykes coming in to set. And also a substitution in at opposite. Big serve this time. Out of system for the Knights. What a pickup, but that ball sailing just out. That ball just hung in the air. Newcastle Knights maybe just praying that it doesn't somehow land in. I've done that plenty of times. By the way. Ledbury trying to go off tempo. Rob Morgan dumps it at Noah Sykes. Big swing. Not off the hands. Going just over the outside, I think. Ledbury trying to calm his teammates down and telling them that it's his job to reason with the referee. Let him deal with it. Teammates got to remain composed. That time, that swing coming off of the newly substituted Matthias Godrin, the opposite.
Looks like a call change. Oh, no.
I think a yellow card given to University of Nottingham for aggressively chucking the ball, possibly. Not sure. We couldn't see it from our corner here, but University of Nottingham now called for a substitution. Hustard comes off for a new middle. Score still stays the same, 16-10, only a yellow card, so no impact on the scoreline. As Quick delivers a 2-point pass. Down the line goes Norris. Both teams starting to get a bit heated right now. Referee think just telling both teams' benches to not be a bit too animated. James Ledbury is supporting that call, though. I think Milne did call touches on that one. And an overpass kill and one, says Sam Peters. Off of Bullivant's float serve, an overpass, Sam Peters. Usually the middle's job to kill an overpass, especially in those contested situations.
100%.
Bullivant with his second serve. That's a bit too wide. Cole Turnbull digs, and this time an overpass kill for the other middle, Knights. Ryan Peace getting the kill. That's set too wide. Cole Turnbull nearly able to keep that on his side, but Ryan Peace makes no mistake. Now referees called both captains over, I think. Both teams are riding a little too high on emotions. Get the captain in to try and calm both teams down. Rushed set, has to give a free ball over. Now pipe, big dig by Quick. Now Knott's get another chance here. Right-handed, and a net touch off the triple block. Nottingham seems to be a bit disorganized in transition right now. Balls are getting a bit too tight to the net for a clean play on it.
Especially as a hitter, that's such a hard swing to take. That really leaves you with one option, just to take that tool off the block. Right now, Quick, though, he's doing such a great job just getting all these digs from these Newcastle players, just taking massive rips on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's another thing popularized by social media, that unconventional style of digging, scooping now. Less reliant on platform and defense, and that's exactly why he's the dig leader right now in the league. Very rare error this time. New setter maybe? Trying to figure out that connection still early on, but these mistakes could turn costly if they start to pile up, and Santee's up to serve again. Timeout right away from Sam Shenton. Both teams haven't been able to get a rhythm, but Sam Shenton sees that error as enough of an indication of the rhythm starting to break. Both teams highly animated, so maybe time to cool their heads, try and figure out their success from their previous set and carry it on for the rest of this one.
100%. I think the biggest thing is what you said in the beginning is just Knott's right here just needs to work on just like really taking control of that service line to just push these points right now.
Yep. That service pressure starting to show success, and when it's there, Nottingham definitely been able to transition a lot better, but that balance between service pressure and an error can sometimes be such a thin line, especially when you're facing a good serve-receiving team.
100%. It just adds up all in the end.
And that time, great containing block. One-on-one, tight set seems like, so out of system goes Knights. And unable to push that ball across. Not seem to have a bit more composure off of that tough play, and double substitution called for Knights. Neil Ray comes back in as setter, and Kelechi Bell in an opposite 3 options front row again. And a throw down by Sam Peters. Don't always need that big swing down the middle now. You've got that option to just be on top of the ball, throw it down quickly.
100%. And great job by Peters just seeing just that opening on the right side.
Another great pass. Great containing block. Nobody able to connect there, but Santi almost getting that touch.
That shot right there in that like middle of the court, such a hard spot to defend as just a player.
Yeah.
Just Newcastle doing such a good job just utilizing it, even if off these little tip block plays.
Yeah, I mean, especially when both of the outside hitters on the Knights have the opportunity to hit that sharp angle, the off blocker can't quite cheat enough.
100%.
Net touch called against Cole Turnbull on that dump attempt there. I think the ball was a bit too tight for him to make a real play on it anyways, but timeout immediately called by Freddie Fairbairn. I think it's a crucial moment for them if they want to get back into this set, but still one more set to go if they lose this one. Any type of momentum, any type of rhythm you can build in this set is going to carry you to the next one.
100%. I think the biggest thing, too, is just maybe establishing more of that connection with their hitters a little bit. That's just, right now, Nottingham, they just have such a big offensive presence. So right now, just not getting that connection with your hitters is just making such a big impact on how this game is looking.
Yeah, Sam Peters getting quite a few containing blocks as well. Not sure if that's going to be another talking point. You know, whether their off blocker is going to have a bit more responsibility off those balls off the block, or are they going to try and shift that line defender a bit forward? But an out of system play right off the timeout is not what you want, and Knights get a chance. Right side, one-on-one, dug up by a quick, but a net touch called against Rob Morgan, I think. Not the start you want to be having right off the timeout. U of N crowd getting a bit quiet. Great ball in. Sam Peters against a double block. Well covered by Safai. And it's hit this time by Rob Morgan. Interesting to see that the Knights defender, the off blocker, Ledbury that time, seems to be cheating a lot down the middle. You know, especially in those out-of-system balls, I think Newcastle Knights seem to be a bit more organized, placing their block and their defenders.
100%. Well, Morgan and Safai, they just do such a good job at placing that tip behind the block. I think Newcastle just recognized it earlier on, just adjusting super quick to it.
Yeah, and just as we're talking, a big middle kill by Gibbs there. Almost running, I think nowadays it's called a pop route. Don't quote me on that. But middle's also getting a lot more options in their toolbox. Bullivant this time trying to go for the high hand swing, unable to clip any touches on the way, and Newcastle Knights don't seem to be respecting the Nottingham right side backcourt option. We call it a 10 red in America.
Yes,
yeah,
red.
they seem to be pinching all the way to the left side, not respecting the dump either, so not sure if that's something that Nottingham can exploit in the next set. Right now, right as we're talking about that, Cole Turnbull goes back to the service line. So looks like the Knights will go back to a spread block. Right down the middle, Neil Ray pushed all the way into position 2. Still uses the middle. That's great setter-hitter connection right there.
100%. Honestly, that just makes such a difference, especially like when you're going against a team like Nottingham, just spreading that wealth.
That sets up set point with Bell to serve. Quick gets a 3-point pass. Trying to run that front set, but well dug up. And pipe dug up by Nottingham again. Scrambling all over the place. Knights unable to get that transition. With Nottingham just about scraping a point out of that rally. It's a tough position for Rob Morgan to be in right now. Do you go for that aggressive serve where the error ratio is probably a bit high? But you can't give a free ball to a team like Knights right now. You're down by 6 points. You've got to find that perfect balance. And a great out-of-system chance for Nottingham. And that time, there goes 1 point. Great service put in by Morgan causes Knights trouble. And Sam Shenton immediately calling the timeout, probably icing to server as well.
Well, 100%. Great serve though by Rob Morgan. Honestly, like as a hitter in this position or a player in this position, just like putting pressure on that other side is just so crucial, especially if you can limit their hitting options. Especially since Newcastle's middles are just being such an effective force right now on the front row.
Yeah, if you can get that middle out, at least you've got Neil Ray in the front court now, so he's only got one front court option. Obviously, Bell in the back row is still a force to be reckoned with, but if you can try and relieve some of that pressure for your middle, that's going to be huge for the Nottingham defense. Here we go, Rob Morgan to serve again. It's a better ball in, down the middle, Ryan Peace. I think Rob Morgan tried to go off pace, but Ryan Peace right there with Neil getting that kill cross court. Quick was almost there, but unable to get that dig. Too much heat to handle, and University of Nottingham trail by 2 sets. That set finishing 25-19. It's going to be a tough one to bounce back from right now. You know, bigger gap than the first set. I think a lot of it had to do with the slow start they had. You know, coming out of that service line with a couple of errors. Matthew Milne starting us off with, I think they were leading by 3 at one point, the Knights. So a lot of areas of improvement for University of Nottingham, but you know, as a player ourselves, I think in this kind of situation, you almost want a couple small points to focus on. You're not going to correct any like technical things right away, right? So what kind of things do you think Freddie's telling their players to try and adjust their mindset to?
Definitely just like focusing on that serve whenever they get in the backcourt. Just like in the beginning, just missing those like serves just gave Newcastle just momentum, just get on those runs. And then another thing would just be like attackers just seeing your core effectively.
Yeah, seeing that core, especially as an undersized hitter. Looks like Gustavo Casso is lining up to start this set. New outside hitter in. With some changes being made early on for this third set. Final set for the Knights, but University of Nottingham won't want to disappoint this home crowd. They put on a show, so let's see if they can draw on their energy to take this set back. Newcastle Knights, on the other hand, sticking with their favorite formula right now. Been working for them, so won't expect too many changes.
Also, Newcastle just doing such a good job containing Quick, just keeping that ball away from him.
Well, looks like Gustavo is actually playing opposite right now. So still the same 2 outsides. Right away, gets the set and gets the kill. maybe an energy bringer for the Nottingham team. Milne with a great ball in. Runs the mill to perfection. And Isaac Gibbs that time getting the kill.
Newcastle just being so effective in serve receive right now, just finding their middles just to put this ball down. As a player, you just want to make sure you're limiting those teams' service runs.
And that ball going just out. I think Ledbury was a bit confused about whether the ball had touched Morgan on the way out. But it's a great tool out of system, throwing that ball to the outside hand. Cole Turnbull now up to serve again. Knights with another great pass. What a pickup. And again, but that time unable to keep it in play, but that's an incredible pickup by Quick.
Honestly, Quick just does such a good job reading the defense. Even if he has one up, like on his for the blockers, he just reads the ball so well.
That's going to be a big momentum shifter early in this set. Goes back, Ryan Peace. He's not going to get that twice, it seems. That's what he's telling us right now. That shot, he seems to always go cross-court, but if you're there cross-court, he's just going to hit a sharper angle.
100%. Especially if you have one block up. As a middle, you have so much room to work with.
A little bit of confusion on the rotation, I think. Oh, I think Gustavo's going to step in to pass here. I think listed as an outside, so definitely a capable passer. Now free ball again. Quick goes all the way across to take it. Gustavo almost gets the kill. Great chase down by Milne. Nottingham with 2 plays in a row. One time the ball is too tight. Morgan able to somehow push it through that tiny gap, causing a bit of trouble for McKelvian. Gustavo Cassou to end it with a tight set. Tries to punch it basically into the armpit almost of the block. Difficult to penetrate over that net. McKelvey with a dime and Ryan Peace with the hammer.
What a massive swing.
An insane swing from Ryan Peace. That's what happens when you get a great pass. Ryan Peace changing it up and hitting crossbody. Ledbury with great serve causes trouble. Tries to go high off the hands. Doesn't get the touches. The Knights getting back into rhythm on the service line. Ledbury likes that serve down the line, it seems. And Naraggio will want to shake that one off and get a better pass in. Quick, again slightly out of system, long distance. Dug up by Ledbury. There's a free ball for Knots. Now dumped by Neil Ray. Hits them with the Steph Curry celebration. Night, night. That's great composure there by Neil Ray. We haven't seen too many setter dumps from either team so far in this game. Great serve again. Neil Ray goes for the swing. What a dig by Quick. Roll shot well picked up by Bell. High off the hands, well dug again by Morgan. And Ryan Peace can't get the kill, and there's a huge block off a huge rally from both teams.
What a massive play by Nottingham. I think that was the play, just bring that momentum more on that side. Just terrific defense by Morgan and Quick.
Yeah, this is what the crowd came to see. great defensive plays and high-octane offense. Nottingham wants to continue that pressure, but service miss is always going to be tough. But it's almost one of those confidence builders. You want a play which almost reassures your training, really. Reassures your ability, reassures your training. Big block, almost covered up. And Knight silencing the crowd after that high energy play 2 plays ago. They just seem to have a composed air about them today. Tough swing from Peters. And an overpass mishandled. I think there was a bit of a hesitation caused by Ryan Peace trying to take that ball between Ledbury.
Great swings by Gustavo. Honestly, like he's just bringing so much like force on that front row that Nottingham needs right now.
Yeah. Assertive front row presence. A great serve. Joust trying to go for the swipe. Sam Shenton trying to play poker as well, celebrating that ball, but I think that one just landed in. Great idea by Milne, though. No intention on hitting that ball at all, just swiping it off the block. Much better ball in this time. Big block, well covered up by Ray. What a take by Rob Morgan. And a swing, but just misses. That's a huge dig by Rob Morgan. No block up, but able to get a read on it in area 6. Great ball in. 1-on-1. And Narajo makes no mistake that time. That's the type of passing Knots need consistently right now. You know, every now and then they get a 3-point pass, but it seems like there's no gradient right now. It's either a 3 or a 1.
100%. That's so crucial, especially if you're playing a team like Newcastle, which is such a strong serve.
Yeah, and a strong service pressure leads to an easier red block. That time 2-man block formed perfectly and gets to kill block. Great ball in again. And the ball goes just out. Appeals for a carry right now. But referee set her standards very early on. She's going to try and keep them as consistent as possible. Naraggio with the service run right now. Great serve. And heals all around, but Newcastle Knights just need to focus on their own job. Bell getting the kill over the 3-man block. Sam Peters going over to the referee to question the carry call. I mean, we're players ourselves. Do you have any preference on how a carry is called?
It definitely is, like, it depends.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a preference call on the referee.
Yeah. I mean, you've got the double call in NCAA now.
Yeah.
That's so controversial, quote unquote, but does it really affect the game? I personally don't think so, but
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, at the end of the day, it's just whatever team's, like, working the hardest. Like,
Yeah.
not just so much on the calls.
yeah. And U of N want to focus on their side of the ball. Their job is to play, not to referee.
100%.
And Rob Morgan getting the kill over the double block. Just checking the server right now. Sam Peters to serve. Well contained by Nottingham. Sam Peters goes in for the set and too far inside for Morgan to get a clean swing off. service error again. Rare service error from the Knights right now. 2-point cushion for Nottingham, but they need to remain consistent in their service pressure and their serve reception if they want a chance to pull away. And a big service ace right as we're speaking about it. Cole Turnbull down the seam. That ball perfectly sailing between the seam of the libero and Ollie Tuck. And that one off the hands from Ledbury, out of system, delivers ball all the way to the antenna where the attacker has all three options.
Such a great tool, honestly, by the Newcastle outside. So good at recognizing that, when to swing that split and just when to go off the hands.
Bell now with the float serve at Ollie Quick. Delivers a dime and Neil Peters gets the kill down the middle. Substitution now called for Kelechi Bell, the opposite. I think I've seen this rotation a couple times where Neil Ray actually gets the hit as a setter. Here we go, great pass by McKelvey. Straight to the right side. And Ledbury gets the kill.
What a great set to that pin. Honestly, just giving him that opportunity to just have so much to work with. As a setter, it's so crucial just getting that ball out to that pin so that hitter just has full range to swing anywhere.
Yeah. Especially for a right-handed opposite. It's a struggle to hit down the line usually.
100%.
As Quick somehow picks up a pancake. And down the middle, Ryan Peace. Wrong foot's Quick there. I think it might be a small injury that Quick picked up. Might be a jammed finger, I think, maybe off that dig just now. He continues, or not. A timeout called by Freddie Fairbairn. Maybe just giving his player a rest, but it is also a sensible time. I think Newcastle Knights slowly creeping back in. We've got a new rotation where Noah Sykes is setting, but Neil Ray is a hitter as well. Griffin Walter is hyping up the crowd right now.
Doing such a great job getting that crowd engaged.
Yeah, it's so great to see when an injured player is trying to make as big of an impact as they can off when they're not on court. Back onto court we go. Ollie Tuck, front row, substituted in from Matthew Milne. And a missed serve by James Ledbury. Neil Ray gets the chance to swing, goes for the tip. Well dug up though. One-handed set by Cole Turnbull to Sam Peters, and that's a huge swing.
Great connection right there, just getting Peters involved in the game.
Yeah, I mean, one-handed. Great awareness by Sam Peters to notice that the setter's a bit too tight. He's got to follow in close, knowing that it's going to be a one-handed set and time to perfection, really. And timeout called by the Knights, I believe, down by 3. They haven't been in this position a lot at all in this game, so maybe a bit of repositioning of their heads, reconfiguring their offense. Not exactly sure what I can point to that's been causing this.
Definitely probably like the small thing, especially the missed serve errors, just a little bit here and there. That just honestly makes such a difference. Same with like Yoan in the beginning in the second set, just missing those serve errors, just giving Newcastle just that up advantage, just more momentum.
Yeah. Here we go, Peters to serve again. Flat float serve into the net, and that's a coach's point, as they say. Not really stepping high up in serve reception, trying to probably take it with their hands. And they do, but
Great up by Quick.
it's great up, but it's a free ball for the Knights. Fast tempo and tipped down by Ollie Tuck. Not sure if that serve reception formation was a bit too high up to deal with that deep float serve from Peace. Same formation again, standing very close up front. Well taken though this time. One-on-one, Gustavo makes no mistake down the line. Great turn to face the line. Swings it past Ollie Tuck. Big swing by Neil Ray, the setter. We don't see that very often where setter gets a chance to swing on the right side, but right as Noah Sykes gets front row, Kelechi Bell comes back in. So that reverts Neil Ray back to setter. Well blocked by Kelechi. Scrambling all over the place, but now it's free ball for the Knights. Swung. And in, actually, deep into the corner. So before you know it, Knights have 17-17 with Neil Ray, a tough topspin server at the line. And it's into the seam, miscommunicated, but that's an ace for the Knights at this crucial point in this set. I think the Knights players are complaining that the ball's not retrieved fast enough, giving Nottingham some time to regroup. Roll shot, well dug up by McKelvey. And Gustavo out at the back court, covered up again. Swing, swing, and swing again from Iragio, this time getting the kill. Well covered up by Knots, but that's a great pickup in the middle of that rally by McKelvey. Great pass this time from service. Out of system set to Bell. Swings just out, but that's... Ooh. I think a touch was called by Ollie Quick there. Great sportsmanship shown. And a substitution called by Newcastle Knights. Ollie Tuck comes back off for Matthew Milne from the service line. Well recycled. Now out the back row. Back to the Knights, too wide. Somehow keeps it in play. Dug up by McKelvey to the right side. Knots get another chance. Scrambling rally here. Sam Peters gets the swing, but that's a huge block off a crazy rally. Super scrappy.
Newcastle right now just being so dominant on that front line, like with blocking and attacking. Right now, Nottingham just needing to be more aggressive a little bit and just trusting their defense that they're going to get that ball up for them.
Yeah, I mean, in those scrambling rallies where you get one-handed digs all the time, you're almost looking for somebody to pump the ball up high, even if it's a bit out of position. At least give your team a chance to breathe, to get that chance for a better out-of-system set. Now, Nottingham have to regroup here. It's backs against the wall, 2018. They have to win this set for a chance to win this game.
Newcastle right now just being like the right side and outside, just really finding those openings on the off the hands in that deep corner. Just Nottingham right now just being more risky a little bit with their swings.
Yeah. Rotation called against Nottingham. Such a tough call to concede late in this game. I think it's one of those situations where probably Gustavo hasn't had much opportunity to practice as an opposite. So it looks like Gustavo's a bit confused as to between which two players he should stand. But second referee resets the rotation, so setters at 3. Down the middle, well covered up by Quick. And middle again, that set was too low from Cole Turnbull. Peters unable to get anything on it. Now Matthew Milne to serve again. I think this is probably his 3rd or 4th serve from the service line now. Dump, well read by Neil Ray. But it's a big block by Sam Peters. They need every bit of energy from this home crowd right now. Great serve, and it's an ace. Big, big serve in this point of the game. Great to see the MCs getting the crowd involved in this crucial serve from Peters, their captain. But this time Milne passes it perfectly. Swipes it off the block from Bell. And the Knights regroup off the ace. Not a problem. Milne, one of the best passers in the Super League, delivers a dime to Neil Ray. Great ball in by Raggio. 1-on-1. And it's a huge block by Kalichi Bell. Not exactly sure whether that was into the net. I couldn't tell from my angle, but here it sets up match point for the Knights as Isaac Gibbs gets the serve. Flat float serve trickles the net, and that is an ace serve to end the game. 25-20 and 3-0. The Knights get the crucial win to earn their spot in the Final Four, or try and advance their spot in the Final Four. University of Nottingham immediately thanking their home crowd. They've been they brought a great atmosphere to the game. And that ends the first match of today's Super League Live here in Nottingham. Dominant display by the Knights. They've remained composed. They've been the more consistent team in most areas of the game today. Whether it's from service reception or service pressure. I think that's what separated the two teams.
100%. Just Newcastle, they just were so dominant on that front net. Like, as a team just honestly competing, you just want to have that dominant presence. Nottingham did have really good defense side outs, just they could not just close it at that offensive side a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, for Nottingham, they get another shot next week right away in Newcastle. This was probably their first week, I believe, without Griffin Walters. So probably a bit of an adjustment game for them. So great job from Griffin Walters in the MC, by the way, keeping that energy on the crowd, trying to support his team in every way that he can. But what do you think is the key adjustment that Nottingham need to make for that next game?
Honestly, probably just getting that more like hitter connection with the hitters. Like right now, I felt like it just wasn't really clicking with like the middles or the pens. Just honestly spreading the wealth. Newcastle just taking a play out of their book, just really getting the middles involved, the pins involved, tipping more, swinging cross, just overall offensive, just being a little bit up more on that area.
Yeah, well, that's it for the coverage of this game. We've got an interview with our player of the match soon, but thank you so much for joining me, Catherine, and good luck on your next game. Any predictions so far? Obviously, you're a Nottingham supporter, but any predictions for the game?
Definitely going to see a lot from the women's side on Nottingham, especially with Izzy Brown. Honestly, she's going to bring a lot to that women's team, but honestly, it's going to be a really good game. Probably last time they had a 5-setter, so maybe looking to be another 5-setter as well. Just very competitive.
Yeah, all right. Well, that's been it from us. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you back at 3:30.
Do you want to sit? Then it's grab the chairs. So sit. So it'll look more natural. Because at the moment I'm looking at your nostrils.
Hello and welcome back to our coverage here in Nottingham. I'm here joined by James Ledbury, the player of the match for this game. This is your second time in an interview, so congratulations again on the win.
Thank you.
General thoughts on the game? How is the atmosphere like playing away right now with a big home crowd?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot different to the opening weekend. There weren't many people watching, although there was kind of the whole build up to the game and stuff. But it was really good. The crowd were excellent throughout. At times it was really hard to kind of pick up your spirit a little bit when they were making some big plays. But overall, yeah, really enjoyed it. It was really good fun.
Yeah, I mean, big dominant display today, 3-0. I mean, what do you think was the key thing that separated you guys?
I think we discussed it in training, and it was just pinning the middles. We know that they're always going to look at Peace and Isaac as big threats, and as soon as we established them early and then we could go to the pins a bit more, I mean, the court was open for us, so fair dues to Ryan Peace and Isaac Gibbs. They've made our jobs quite easy today.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things we picked up on, similar to what you said, was the one-on-one matchups.
Yeah.
The moment that Nottingham almost got sucked into the middle, Neil Ray immediately distributed to you and Matthew Milne or Ollie Tuck even.
Yeah.
How easy is it when you have a setter that recognizes that situation, setting you up for one-on-ones, and obviously you being so clinical?
Yeah, I mean, it makes our jobs 100 times easier. It especially helps that we're quite a big team compared to Nottingham. They've got quite undersized outsides, but they sure know how to use the block well. And yeah, that was another thing we focused on in training is blocking, and I think we showed that today. I don't know how many we got, but it felt really good. We know they're a scrappy team as well, and they're going to serve receive well, and we knew that we had to serve well today. Like we discussed it, they effectively play with 3 liberos because they're such good passers, but I think we did a great job from the service line, and Neil Rayer again did an excellent job at splitting their block.
Yeah, definitely. And last thing was next week you guys play again.
Yes.
This time in Newcastle.
Yes.
How do you think, what are some adjustments you think you'll make and maybe some things they'll make to try and put up a better match?
I think honestly we don't have to do anything different. I think they have to change something, which they tried in the third set, and to an extent it worked. They were up in the middle part of the set. So it'll be interesting what they kind of do next week to change what happened today. But again, like all we have to do is do exactly what we did today, and we'll get the job done.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming up.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations again, and hopefully you'll get the win next week.
Thank you very much.
All right, and thanks again to James Ledbury for coming up for that Player of the Match interview. Up next, we'll be having the second fixture of the Super League Live here in Nottingham between the University of Nottingham women and Wessex. This live will start likely around 3 p.m. for the warm-up, and the first serve should be at 3:30, and we'll be joining you right back in about an hour. For now, goodbye.